Hello, my fellow deplorables. There are some among us who seem to be a little smug over the failure of Panera Cares. Some even going so far as saying that the failure of Panera Cares shows the failure of socialism, which is going a little far. Now, the basic idea of Panera Cares, providing food for people who need it, a pay as you will program, that can actually work. There have been a number of organizations, movements, groups who have done exactly that. And some of them have done very well. Some of them have done very well for a very long time. My father helped support one such group. Incredibly insane far left socialists, but they were doing good work. Okay? Even incredibly far left, insane socialists can do good work, and that was the intention of Panera Care. So we shouldn't be happy about their failure. They did have good intentions, to start with, at least. So I'd like to delve a little into why Panera Cares failed. And it's really a matter of culture. I've been hearing a little bit about how the people who worked at Panera Cares acted and treated their customers, and I'm a little horrified. It's really awful. Well, there was one lady, a businesswoman, who went to the Panera Cares in our city. I forget which, in Boston, I think it was, and she brought some number of her clients, her business partners with her. And she showed them what they were doing, talked about it, and encouraged them to donate, to give what they could. And the people working there at Panera Cares, they were horrible to her. They actually literally sent her out of their store in tears. So they actually attacked a person trying to help them. That's crazy. Also, I've heard about the way they treated people who literally couldn't pay who couldn't pay or couldn't pay much. There was one woman who was literally living in her car who gave 50 cents for a meal because that's what she had, and they told her that she could only take a pastry, which again is also kind of crazy because the entire intention of Panera Cares was to provide food to people who couldn't pay for it, or couldn't pay a lot for it. So why would these people do that? It seems crazy. I cannot imagine that any corporate organization would lay out these as guidelines. I cannot believe that these would be rules for the employees to follow. So it seems to me, and granted, there's a lot in life I don't know, so I could be wrong about this. I've been wrong about a lot of things in my life. That there is a certain idea among SJWs, among leftists in recent times, that it doesn't matter whether they help people. It doesn't matter whether they help people who are in need. What matters is whether they can hurt the bad people. And so we see this a lot, for example, in discussions about taxing the wealthy, whether or not it will help the poor. There are a number of far-left economists who have actually outright said that taxing the wealthy will not help the poor, but at least they'll be punishing the wealthy, and that's good. And so what we've been seeing here at Panera Cares is people who don't actually have any desire to provide help. They don't actually want to make things better. Now, all such organizations like Panera Cares that have operated in this way, all the ones that I know of, excuse me, that have been at all successful, have been run, at least mostly, on a volunteer basis. have been operated with very strong intention of only to provide help, not to what's the word? Not to redistribute wealth, not to draw in money from people who have it and give it to people who don't, not to change anything except to feed people who need food. And so what we've seen at Panera Cares is not a failure of the business model. What we have seen is a complete and utter failure of a movement that lacks the spirit of charity. And that is what Panera Cares really needed to succeed. And, well, that's my 2 cents. Feel free to shoot back at me your 2 cents. I'd love to know what you have to say about this. Well, that's all. Thanks for listening in. Have a good night, and God bless.